Welcome to today's Heart Matters. It's Wednesday, 4 o'clock, the Wisdom Hour, 4 p.m. Eastern, wherever you are joining from, maybe 1 or 3 or 9 in the evening. Wherever you are, I'm so glad you're here. 4 o'clock is the moment to remember all things are temporary and fleeting, and that can help us deepen our gratitude for every part of our lives and the lives of others. Perhaps we ask ourselves, what can we keep from this day? What can we release? How might we move more gently, more honestly into the evening? And if it's the evening, how do we move more gently into tomorrow? This is that moment where you and I breathe together. So let's just take a breath together. Inhale on a count of 4 and exhale on a count of 5. Let's do that again. This reflection is the third of the series in Small Surrenders. We reflected on stillness, the art of not moving, being here right now, letting go of what we can't control, asking ourselves, why are we in such a hurry? What is it that cannot wait? Last week, we stepped into the heart of darkness, which I coined from what Julia A.J. Foote called the in-being monster, that inner stirring of doubt, fear, and resistance that shows up when God calls and invites us to do something. And today we continue with breath as prayer. Who knew that when God leans down in Genesis 2 and breathes into the dust of the earth, the human being receives a breath that is prayer? The same breath moving through our body right now, without our permission, without our effort. Imagine that. Breathing as prayer. Every inhale and exhale mirrors the rhythm of life, receiving and releasing. Breath becomes a small returning again and again to the heart. And the body itself knows something about this, and yet does not always recognize it. Beneath the skin is a living web called fascia, a connective tissue that holds the body together. Muscle to bone, organ to organ, everything linked in relationship. And when we breathe, that web responds. It lengthens, it softens, it shifts. The whole body adjusting to the movement of breath. Prayer moves through us kind of the same way. Not always as words, but as a loosening inside us. A stretching, a remembering that we are held together by something deeper than effort. If breath is prayer, we've been praying our entire lives without noticing. You know that moment when the wind begins to rise and you feel it before you see it, leaves lifting, branches bending, something inside you turning toward it. That's the word ruach. In Hebrew, one word holds breath, spirit, and wind. Not 3 things, but one movement. Each breath becomes a prayer of return. And when we inhale, we gather ourselves from the noise, the rushing, the unfinished to-do list of the day. And when we exhale, we release what we are holding. Breath brings us back to our center, the place where God already waits. The Holy Spirit indwells. The Greek language carries this further with the word pneuma. Jesus tells Nicodemus, you can hear the wind, you can feel it on your skin, but you can't name where it comes from or where it's going. The mystery of the Spirit flows where it will. The breath in your body and the Spirit of God is like threads in the same tapestry. A deep heart we keep returning to in this series. Not sentimental, but a deep heart that is the place where we are most fully ourselves. The place where we meet God. That's the path of the breath. Yeah, the place where we are most fully ourselves, the place where we, you and I, the place you and God meet. The breath is that path. I think about that at each soul companioning session in which I am guiding and listening to someone speak. And as I am listening to their story, without fixing or judging or giving advice, I'm breathing. I'm breathing in and I'm exhaling out. I'm breathing in their words and I'm exhaling at the same time, asking God, what is God's prayer on their behalf? Just breathing. So breath and prayer are moving in the same rhythm. Breath receives, prayer receives. Breath releases, prayer releases. Breath steadies the body, prayer steadies the soul. Breath brings us into the present moment. Prayer, it brings us into the presence of God. And just as breath moves in and out, prayer moves in and out of us, receiving grace, releasing trust. So perhaps prayer is not always something to say. Let's enter that moment together. And if you can, place one hand gently over your heart. Ruach, Numa, the oldest prayer your body knows. Let your shoulders drop. Release the day's grip. Notice your breath. The inhale arrives. The exhale leaves. Breathe in slowly, receiving. Breathe out slowly, releasing. Breathe in the gift of life that's moving through you. Breathe out the place that you want God to carry you. Just breathe and notice. Deep within you, the web of connective tissue expands and softens with every breath. The whole body responding, the whole body praying. Listen for the sound of your breath as it leaves you, and notice how the breath is already leading you back to the deep heart where God has been waiting all along. Take one more gentle breath. Inhale and exhale. And rest there for a moment. Join me next week as we reflect on attention, the rarest gift we all desire to offer. So until then, remember, your heart matters. Like, share, subscribe.